Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Descent 2nd edition, Journeys in the Dark, and here we are with the Road to Legend app playing Rise of All Goblins. So we're still on the tutorial, and where we left it was we were just being attacked by a shed load of dogs, namely undead dogs, bar guests, and there they are at the top. We've got a master and we've got these three chaps. Slight change. I managed to get some sort of like little numbered stickers. So rather than use the colours, I'm just using the numbers. So this is bar guest number 1. And what we'll do is, here's the sort of monster card. We'll have 1, 2, 3, and we'll just put the master's wounds and stuff underneath. So the master goes underneath and we'll just have 1, 2, 3, and then we know where we're up to. Saves me messing around with a lot of coloured paper. Right, so here we are. So it is the bar guests to attack. So let's get straight into monster activation. And here we are at monster activation. Now the app is telling us that it is the master to go first. So the master's back here. Evgeny did point out, a viewer, that I could have put these adjacent to the master anywhere. I could have actually had, you know, say him back there, him there, and him there, which would have been a bit better off for me. But I'm afraid my internal overlord made it a bit more difficult for me by shoving them up. So it's just I've done it now, so we'll just keep it there. But I could have shoved them as far back as I wanted. But let's get on with the master's activation. So he's here now. He has got to engage the closest. Well, he's got to spot the closest hero. Closest hero is obviously good old Grisbin. So he shrinks down to a single space, and then he goes 1, 2, 3, and then he can expand again, so he essentially gains another space, and he's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So these two guys are both within 3, because what he's going to do now is he is going to howl. That is what the app is telling us they are going to do. So let's flip these over. Each hero within 3 spaces. So that is Grisbin, and it is the reanimate. Must test willpower. Each hero that fails suffers 1 fatigue. Now, I'm not sure about this. I'm sure people will tell me, but the reanimate cannot test willpower. I'm not sure it'd be particularly affected by a howl either. It's a skeleton. But just in case, what I'll do is, because it can't suffer fatigue, that means it's got to suffer wounds. So it will definitely, in that case, suffer a wound. So just put a wound, and I confess to stealing this from Scowls 311, just so we know it is on this guy. We'll just point the heart at the reanimate. So nice one, Scowls. And so that has been hit. Can't roll any willpower. Has to take a fatigue. Has to be a wound because it doesn't have fatigue. But again, if he is not affected by a howl, let me know, because I can't imagine he's got ears. But then again, he is being ordered around by Leoric, though I suppose he's using magic rather than sound. Anyway, so it's howled. Grisbin does get to save, because he does have some willpower, and he has 3 willpower. So he needs 3 or better, and he gets a 3. So that's good. Well done him. And he doesn't suffer a fatigue. So that is it for the master's activation. And next up, it will be the minions. So let's see. Oh, hang on. The tutorial bar was covering something. So each hero that suffers a fatigue from howl also suffers 1 damage. So I'm just playing it that this guy's going to get 2 damage in that case. And it probably means that one of these guys is actually going to, like, destroy him. But I think I'm playing that one right. But if Howl doesn't affect reanimates, please let me know. We've got number 1 Barghest. And I believe it's doing exactly the same thing the Master did. It's going to spot as many heroes as possible and then use Howl on at least 2 heroes. Now it can move 3. So that'll be 1, 2, 3. And it could get there. Which would affect 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That'd affect everybody, pretty much. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's going to go there. Can't do that, and it can't do that yet because obviously the reanimate's there. So it's going to go there, and that affects everybody. So that means the end of the reanimate, the way I'm currently playing it, but it could be that he wasn't affected by Howl, but we'll play it that he was. Right, so we may as well do Grisbane first. He's the nearest, so he's got a save against Howl again. And he saves against Howl again. Brilliant. So he doesn't get fatigue and he doesn't get that extra wound. Then it is Jane. Jane has got a willpower of 2, not the best. She fails, so she will take a fatigue and a wound. She's on 1 fatigue and she's on 4 wounds. Next up is Leoric. He has a willpower of 2 as well, but he's managed to save. And finally, it's Ashrian, and she has a willpower of 3. And she saves. Brilliant. So we did quite well there, just lost the reanimate. So we've got Barghest number 2. That can go 1, 2, 3. It could get to there. 1, 2, 3. Could sort of jib in here, but if it jibs in here, 1, 2, 3, it can't reach any of these guys. It can just reach Grisbane. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it can't be anywhere that's on the same as that, so can't be like that. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, it can move 4. 1, 2, 3. I just moved that 3, didn't I? So let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have moved it 4 to here. Oh no, that was why. I could have moved it 4 to there. That was it. I could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4 because the reanimate was there stopping it originally. Cool, that's fine. Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4 goes there. Definitely hits this guy. 1, 2, 3, and it can hit Jane as well. So it's hitting these 2. Right, so it's got 2 to hit. Grisbane. 3 or better. He does it again. Jane, 2 or better. Ooh, she just takes another. That's bad, because she's now on 5 wounds now. Hopefully she can last out long enough to be able to chug down that health potion. So she's on 5 wounds and 2 fatigue. This guy cannot 1, 2, 3, so it could hit her. 1, 2, 3, can't hit either of those 2. Right, that's gone. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That can get in here. So that's going to get in here. 1, 2, 3. So the third one can hit everything. So that's bad. Grisbane first, as we've been doing. 3 or better. Saves again. The man's on fire. Jane. 2 or better. No. Oh, this has been bad for her. She doesn't like howls. Fortunately. And Leoric. He's 2 willpower. He didn't save this time, so he gets a wound and a fatigue. Fatigue and a wound. And finally we've got Atrium with a willpower of 3. And she didn't manage it either. So she has now took a wound and a fatigue. But that is it now for the monsters. They have gone. That is the end of their activation. And who have we got left to go? We've got Asrian, Jane, and we have Leoric to go. Right, so I think the first thing that we are going to do, losing that fatigue for Jane has caused us a bit of a problem, to be honest. I think she is going to have to use her health potion. So for an action, she's going to use her health potion, and she is now up to full health, fortunately. And yes, if she hadn't lost so much health, I'd have probably tried to pick up one of these search tokens and shoot as well. But as it is, I think what she's going to do is she's going to fire at number 3 Barghest here. So she's going to attack it. So we need a blue die, a yellow die, and it is a grey defence die, I think, for the Barghests. It is. So got 1 shield, which counteracts that. So 2 hits. 2 hits on Barghest number 3. So as I say, we'll put that down there. 1, 2, 3, master. So she has now gone. So let's put end turn on her portrait. Then it is, let's do Leoric. So it's Leoric to go next. He is going to spend another fatigue, and he's going to bring his friend the reanimate back, who he's going to plonk here. And for his second action, he's going to attack again Barghest number 3, and with his Reaper Scythe. So it's exactly the same. I think it's a blue and a yellow, that's correct. And a grey defence dice that I've just thrown on the floor. Come on, Leoric, let's have it, man. That's a lot better. So, got a couple of surges, did the lad. Super. So that is 2 that are going through. The Barghest only has 4, so he's actually killed it. So we've lost that one, which is brilliant. Got that out of the way. Take those, but he's still got 2 surges he can use. So let's have a look what he can do with his 2 surges. Obviously he was well within range, he was adjacent, so we didn't need to check that. Right, so surge, 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 surge. I think, oh yes, we can use his, each time you defeat a monster, which he's just done with this weapon, recover 1 health. So he gets 1 health back. We've still got 2 surges. He's definitely going to use one of his surges to recover a fatigue. So he's down, well, he's now got 1 fatigue, not 2. And is there anything else he can do with a surge? I don't think so, but that's not too bad. He got a wound back because of the weapon he was using, and he's got a fatigue back, so great stuff. Now he's gone, his reanimate will go, and the reanimate will move. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, which is its maximum movement, I believe. Yes, it is. So it's going to go here, and it is going to attack Barghest number 1. So we get a blue and a red this time, plus a grey die for defence. Ooh, 3 shields. We don't like that. There is a surge. So it's got at least 1 through. It's got at least 1 wound through. And it can use its surge for extra damage. So it's got 2 wounds. 2 wounds have gone through onto Barghest number 1, which is right at the top of the card. Excellent. Right, so that is it for the reanimate. Basically, Leoric's go. Let's end the turn for him. And now it is Ashrian's go. So what is she going to do? Now, she could attack this guy. From even where she's standing, she's got line of sight from that corner to this corner. So she's going to attack Barghest number 1 as well. Let's see how many of them we can kill. She has a, I think it's a blue and a yellow. It is, but oh, she's only got a melee weapon, so she's going to have to move. It's not a ranged weapon. So I think she's going to spend 2 fatigue. And she's going to go 1, 2. So she's moved right up into here. And she's going to whack it 1. Remember, she's got reach. So if she does manage to kill this one, she should be able to attack this one as well, because it's only a space away. If you remember, the oak staff has reach. Right, but doesn't need reach at the moment. We're attacking Barghest number 1. Is that good enough for you, Pencil Paulie? It's the best I could do. Well, she missed. So she's going to attack again on Barghest number 1. That's a bit better. Yeah, so there we go. 4 damage. Only's got 1 shield. 3 damage goes through, which is 5. It's only got 4 health. Bye-bye, Barghest number 1. Woohoo! So there we go. We've got rid of 2 of the Barghests for the end of turn 2. So that's where we're up to just before we start turn 3. So the howls, well, not too bad, not too bad. We managed to avoid any major injury apart from the previous reanimate falling to bits. I suppose the howl would affect it. It's not a question of its ears. Perhaps, like, you know, the tendons and stuff holding the bones together just like sort of collapsed. So I do think it does affect the reanimate, but do let me know if it doesn't. Right, so we've got 2 Barghests left, and now we've got to move into the next round. So let's select Ashrian, end her turn, and we have a new round. So we get to go first. Who is going to go first? Well, I think we are going to have Leoric go first. So, remember, the reanimate here can go either before Leoric or after Leoric. It's going to go before, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3 down here, and then it is going to attack the master. So, a blue and a red and a grey. Whoop, came out. So it got 2 hits in, no surges, there was a single shield, so that is 1 damage onto the master. The reanimate has gone. Next we have Leoric, and he is going to, on his first action he's going to move, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is his max movement, and for his second action he is going to search. So he's going to pick up this search token, discard that, and find out what he's got. If it's anything useful, and he has. Ooh, the fire flask. We saw this in Forgotten Souls. It's like a ranged attack item that gives blast on a surge. So, pretty good. put that in his player tray and let us carry on. So that is it for Leoric, which does mean it's the bar guests to go now, because we alternate heroes and monster groups. First up, we've got the minion bar guest, which is this chap. He's going to engage the closest hero. Well, he's adjacent to Grisbon, so don't need to do that. And he's going to attack. Just a normal attack, no howling, none of that. So it is a red and a blue, and we get a great defense die. But just before we roll any dice, what I should have done last time, Ashrin is 1, 2, 3 spaces away from Grisbon, and she has Stone Skin. When you or a hero within 3 spaces of you is attacked, before dice are rolled, i.e. now, exhaust this card to add 1 additional grey die to that hero's defence pool. That will cost us 1 fatigue. She's got 3 fatigue. This will put her up to her maximum fatigue of 4, but she's exhausted that, and that is an extra grey die for Grisbon. I like to think that that was the extra grey die, the one that got 2. Particularly as, look at that, 2, 4, so that's 2 hits that have gone through, definitely. And, what a pig. And 2 surges. So, 1 surge is plus 2 damage. Oh, God, that's 6 damage, that's 4 damage. And is there any other surge that it can use? No, it cannot use it twice. So that is going to be 4 damage, which takes him up to 6 damage. Bah! That was a bad one. Alright, so he's up to 6 damage. But, oh no, it's the minion. Sorry, he's up to 5 damage. It's only plus 1 heart, not plus 2. I was looking at the master, wasn't I? Yeah, that was the minion's activation. So he is up to 5 damage. It's still pretty grim. Right, so that is the bar guest. The bar guest is gone. They have been activated. The master. Oh, each attack gains plus 2 hearts. Sorry, missed that. So he's not on 5, he's on 7. And he could be on considerably more in a moment. Right. So, engage the closest hero, attack a hero. Now, having conversations with Scowls, we can count this. So it's actually going to attack the reanimate. It's not going to attack Grisbon. This is being counted as a hero. So it's actually going to attack this guy. Especially seeing as it just attacked him before. So it is engage, it's adjacent, so that's fine, and it's going to attack. There is absolutely nothing that the reanimate can do. Doesn't have a defense die, and that is 5 damage. So the reanimate has bit the dust. But better that than Grisbon. So all bar guests have activated, and it's back to us. Right, first thing, who are we going to have go next? We're going to have Grisbon go next. What is he going to do? Well, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to rest. Because every time he rests, he may immediately discard 1 condition from himself. So, oh, I suppose I better at the start of your turn. He's not going to rest. I suppose I've got to roll on this first. I suppose at the start of your turn, that comes before. So what that means is, I've got to test willpower. So I need a 3 or better. I get one of the worst rolls I could possibly get. So it's actually costed him a fatigue. Now he's going to rest. because as per his hero ability, he can actually get rid of that. And because he's resting, gets rid of his fatigue that he just got. Right, so he's got one action left. What he's going to do is he is going to attack this minion. So red and a blue and a grey die for the minion. Bloody hell. 3. So he's got one hit on it and a surge. I think his surge means he can put +1 damage. It does. So that is 2 hits on the minion. Number 2. There we go. And that is it for Grisbon's go. Is he going to spend any fatigue? He is actually. He's going to spend 1 fatigue. The reason for that is he's just going to move next to that search token. So hopefully he will pick that up next turn and maybe get a health potion. That'd be helpful. Right, so he's now gone. So let's mark him as done. So we've got Ashrian or Jane. Next up is going to be Jane. And what she's going to do is, first of all, she's going to fire, going to shoot at the minion. So she gets a blue, a yellow, and we get a grey defence die. Three shields again, I don't believe it. And no surges. Stop using that grey defence die. Right, and obviously she's going to shoot again. Same target. Same result. Well, we're not doing very well, are we? So that was a hit for her 2 goes. And she couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo, as they say on this channel. Right, she's gone. And we've got Ashrian next. Now Ashrian doesn't need to move. We've got the oak staff and it does have reach. So she can actually reach that Barghest. So she's going to attack. Exactly the same. Let's watch it get 3 shields again. Oh, it only got 1. What's up with it? And we've got 2 surges. So that is definitely 1 hit. We just need 1 more. Surely we can fashion that out of 2 surges. Let's have a look. Yes, we get +1 damage on the staff. So that is 4 damage. That guy is gone. We've got 1 surge left. So she's going to recover a fatigue, which puts her down to 3 fatigue. Good stuff. Righto. So she's got 1 action left. So she's actually going to gain a fatigue. And she's going to move here. 1, 2 away. So again, she can use her oak staff and reach. Come on, Ashrian. Rolled out. Ooh. So at least got 1 hit through. She did 2 damage. There was only 1 shield. So 1 hit and a surge. And on a surge we can get an additional hit. So that's 2 hits. So we've got it down to 3 wounds out of a possible 6. So that's not too bad. Oh, can't quite see that, can you? But it's got 3 hits on it down there. There we go. And that is it, I think, for Ashrian's go. End turn. Oh, something's come up on the app. Let's zoom in on the app. It's probably important. The Barghests freeze in their tracks, tense and still. Slowly their large heads swivel towards the hole through which you fell. Then with a sudden yelp, they scatter back into the shadows. Well, this doesn't sound very good, does it? Remove the bar guest group from the map. Well, there was only one, there was only the master left, but let's get rid of it. So it looks like something nasty is coming through. Continue. A thick rope uncoils into the room behind you, the last few feet flopping heavily onto the floor. With an unconvincing battle cry, a group of cultists slides down. Bloody flesh moulders! I can't stand flesh moulders. So we're going to have to do it to group limits, aren't we? So that's 3 and 1. So we're going to end up with 4 flesh moulders. First one that goes down is obviously the master, and it will go, whoop, it will go there. Oh, can I make it bigger? No, it's not having it. But I'll put it there, which is right next to Jane, unfortunately. And, well, 1 space away from Jane, and then all the others are going to arrive. So here we go. 1, 2 and 3. They've got to be adjacent, and taking Evgeny's advice, they're all going to be adjacent behind the master. So there we go. So we've placed those. The monster group you have just placed is an open group. RtL Legend selects which monster group it will use from a pool of preset choices. This means as you add additional content to the collection manager, new monsters will spawn in your quests. So, yeah, nice. Just knew my favourites were flesh moulders. Continue. Oh, I tell you what I did wrong. When I picked that up... Oh, it won't let me do it. I'll do it in a minute. Energised by the cultist's presence, a grotesque abomination wobbles to its feet on the far side of the room. If you can slay this creature, your foes will flee and your quest will be complete. Perform the following. Place 1 Master Ettin on 2B, ignoring group limits. This is the abomination, so it's right down there in the corner. Right, I'll just go and dig it out. Well, here he is. Ettin, the abomination. So I'll put him down here, as near to the heroes as possible. Right, we've done that. Continue. A unique monster has been placed. Blimey. A unique monster has bonus health, which is displayed on the bottom left of its portrait. Oh, it's got +0 here. Cool. If the unique monster has special rules, the rules are displayed when the monster is placed. You can review any special rules for a unique monster by selecting that monster's info button. Unique monsters can appear by themselves or with other monsters of their group. In certain cases, it is necessary for players to inform RtL Legend that the unique monster has been defeated when the other monsters of its group are still on the map. I see. If this happens, select the monster portrait and select the Defeat Unique button instead of the Defeat Group button. This removes the unique monster but leaves the rest of the group on the tracker. Right, so we've got a new round. First couple of things we're going to do. What I forgot to do, like a moron, was when we searched here, I should have actually done that. A chest overflows with knickknacks. As you rummage, you disturb a pressure plate at the bottom. So, who was it who searched? Oh yeah, it was Leoric. So let's put that back. Yeah, my fault. So he's got to test awareness. His awareness is 3. So, let's see how I can do this now. This works. Yay, a 3. So, he did manage to get away with it. He passed. You withdraw your arm just before the chest clamps shut violently. Discard this token, we find 28 gold. So we got 28 gold, we did not get the fire flask. So that was my fault. Search token gold. Gold is automatically recorded by RtL Legend. Right, cool. So fix that. So that fire flask, that was just a figment of everybody's imagination. Next thing is, let's just tap on here. That's what I wanted to do. Info. The abomination has bonus health. Except it doesn't, because it says +0 there. I'll just zoom in so you can look. Won't be a second. I think you can just see that there it's got +0. So fortunately it doesn't have any bonus health. We've got to find, I'll have to find the etting. Oh, there it is, right on the top. Haha. So we've got its card. It's obviously the master, so it's at 8 health. Fortunately, we've got away with it, and it is not saying it's got any bonus health. So, cool. We've got ettins and flesh moulders. Ettis spend surges in the following order. Surge plus X health. Ugh. And it can throw. Place the hero as far as possible from the closest other hero. Wow. There we go. Right, so get rid of that. And let's zoom out again. So there we go. We're now ready for the new turn. We sorted out the search token like mess up, and we have placed the abomination and the flesh moulders. Let's get back to the board. And here we are, back at the dungeon. So I'm trying to think, what are we going to do? Now these guys are pretty much probably going to attack as soon as our first hero goes. Consequently, I think what we are going to do, I'd like to get some hits in on this guy. Jane's going to go first, so here's Jane. And she is going to attack this Ettin, who has 2 grey dice. And she has a blue and a yellow. And she's going to attack. So she needs 1, 2, 3. 3 range. She gets plenty of range, but he gets plenty of bloody like shields. We are going to struggle. So she didn't hit it. As regards her surge, she's going to spend that on fatigue. So she's going to recover her fatigue. And for her next action, she's going to move. She's going to get the hell out of dodge. She's not the strongest of our characters. So what she's going to do is she's going to move. She's got a movement of 5. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and go right in the corner here. That's my fault. I wasn't expecting things to come behind us. Otherwise, if I'd known these guys were coming, I'd have moved Grisbane up here. But right, anyway, so she's done a runner. And that's the end of her turn. Who's going to go next? It's the flesh moulders. Everybody loves the flesh moulder. There's one final instruction that is sometimes used during monster activation: retreat. When a monster is instructed to retreat, it spends all of its movement points to move as far as possible away from the closest hero. If it has no movement points or cannot move, retreat has no effects. So, flesh moulders. Each time a flesh moulder recovers health, each monster within 3 spaces that is not a flesh moulder recovers an equal amount of health. So the Ettin is going to get a lot of help here. Minion flesh moulder is going to spot the closest hero, then attack the closest hero. And each flesh moulder is going to recover 1 health. That's not going to sort of kick in this particular round because they've lost no health. So it's minions first, so they've got to spot the closest hero. Well, the closest is probably Ashrian, who's here. They've got a movement of 4, so this one, that's number 3, so we'll use number 1. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. Or can he spot her from here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can spot her from there. So he's just going to move to there. He goes the least amount. He travels the least amount of ground possible in order to spot her. So that's something else somebody told me. So he's now going to attack from there. He attacks with a blue and a yellow, and we get a grey. Oh, it missed. So number 1 missed. Number 2 is going to go 1, 2. This can now see from here. and it's going to attack. Ooh. So we've got one. That cancels out, but there's a surge. So, oh, 2 range, 1, 2. So unless one of its surges can increase range, it does not. It cannot use a surge. It can only use it to mend or to +1 damage. No additional range. It's missed. So number 2's missed as well. It didn't have range. And the last one to spot, 1, 2. Yes, I think it's going to move here. I think it will be, excuse me Jane, while I borrow you. So if it's there, it can, yes, it can hit that corner. So from that corner to that corner, that's fine. Yes, it's spotted. Woohoo! So 1, 2, 3, 4, but it needs 4 range. It got 4 range as well, and 4 bloody hits, but we rolled 3 shields. So 1 damage has got through. It's not going to use mend because it's not injured, so 2 damage. 2 damage onto Ashrian, puts her up to 3. She's at 3 damage. Right. So that is the minion molders gone. And now it's the master. Again, same thing, recovering health and stuff, but they're not going to be recovering any health this turn because they haven't been injured, so that can be ignored. Spot the monster with the most damage suffered. Spot the hero with the most damage. Oh no, the monster. The monster with the most damage suffered. Well, nobody's suffered any damage, so we can forget that. Use heal on a monster. No use, nobody's injured. Attack the closest hero. Do. So, again, it's this one. Well, it can't attack because it can't see it. If within 2 spaces of a hero, perform a move action and retreat. See, this is where it gets odd. Now, that guy is in the way, so it cannot attack Ashrian. Yeah? Just can't do it. So we miss that instruction, and the next instruction is if within 2 spaces of a hero, perform a move action and retreat. Well, it's not within 2 spaces of a hero, so it's not going to retreat. And then we get to spot the monster with the most health suffered, then use heal on a monster. Yeah? So it's basically stuck in a loop. It cannot do any of those actions. So it's not going to do any of those actions. This will just be one of the things where when you're playing solo with an AI, this will happen. But just to go through what its actions are again and why it can't do them. Spot a monster with the most health suffered. No monster has lost any health, so we ignore that. Use heal on a monster. No use. No monster's injured, so we ignore that. Attack the closest hero. Cannot attack the closest hero, it is blocked. It's blocked. If this guy wasn't here, it'd be able to attack, but it can't. It says nothing about spotting or engaging, so it's not going to move. We ignore that. If within 2 spaces of a hero, perform a move action and retreat. Well, it's not within 2 spaces, so it's not going to perform a retreat. Therefore, cannot fulfill any of those action directives, so it loses its turn. So that is it for the flesh moulders. And it's us to go again. Now, next up is going to be our friend the Ettin. What I'm hoping is the Ettin, when it gets to move, it moves, what does it move? It moves 5. So it'll go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it'll get right into here. So, we need to sort ourselves out. Ideally, I'd like it to stop here. So that means putting somebody here, like our friend Grisbane. Yeah, let's get Grisbane there. So his first action, he is going to pick up that search token. So we're going to do it properly. So I will press the search token on the app. A large cracked jar lies discarded in the corner. He will search it. Discard this token and draw a search card. Right, so he's just going to get a bog standard search card. And we may as well give him that fire flask. Yeah, so that's what was pulled last time in error. So, I mean, I prefer him to pull a health potion, to be honest. But, you know, we pulled this first, so he'll take that. So he's taken the fire flask. So that's his first action. His next action will be to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. That is what he is going to do. He's going to move there. And that is going to be the end of his turn. He just wants to get in the way. End turn. Ettins go. So each attack gains +2 wounds. Damn. Minion Ettin. Well, we haven't got any Minion Ettins. And we've got an Abomination. So, again, 2 wounds every attack. Engage the closest hero and attack the closest hero. So, it can only get here. Yeah? These guys are stopping it from moving across more. And it cannot get in here and past. I don't think, can it? So, where did we have it? We had it here. And it can move... Oh, it can only move 3 anyway. So it'll be moving from here. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to move right up. So there we go. There he is. And he's adjacent to good old Grisbane. And he is going to attack. So he attacks with, obviously, a blue and a red. Grisbane gets a grey. But... oh no! Oh, I was gonna have Ashrian use her stone skin on him again, but she's got full fatigue, so she can't pay for it. So unlucky Grisbane. So he gets a shield, which stops that. 2 damage goes through. There is a surge. Oh. The surge is +3 damage. So that's +5. +5, that is 7 damage, and that knocks him out. 7 damage in 1 hit, and that knocks him out. So, so he goes up to full fatigue. That's just ridiculous. So, let's put his player token where he was. Yeah, he has just been stomped by the Abomination. He just swung his club and just battened him into the ground like a tent peg. So, he has been knocked out. First thing we've got to do is we've got to select his... we've KO'd him. So, we're now down to 2 morale, so that's not a good start. But all the Ettins have now activated. Right, so that's pretty grim. Oh, right, who's next to go? It is Leoric. So, Leoric is going to spend a fatigue again, because we know what he's going to do. He's going to spend a fatigue, and he's going to use Raise Dead. And this guy's going to come back. And... he's going to put him here, because 1, 2, yeah, he can still get up there. And Leoric is going to attack with his next action. So, his Reaper Scythe. And he's going to attack the main man. Unfortunately, he doesn't do enough damage. 1, 2, 3. He did have enough range, but too many shields. He's going to use that. He's got 2 surges. He's going to use 1 to get back a fatigue, and I don't think there's anything else he can do. No, he only gets +1 range. So yeah, he gave it a go, but at least the reanimate is up and running. So the reanimate is now going to attack. It's going to move first. Going to go 1, 2. So right up there, next to the abomination. Rolls these 2 dice. Rolls 2 grey dice. Come on, a bit of luck. That's a bit more like it. So that was 2 1s, wasn't it? So 2 1s. We got 5 and a surge. The surge for the reanimate is +1 damage, so that's 6 damage. 4 damage have gone through. The skeleton of doom has put 4 damage onto the Etin. That's brilliant. And it's that's halfway dead. We only need another 4 damage. So well done there. Well done, that skeleton. That is the end of Leoric's go. So we'll end turn. And we've got Ashrian. Now I'm not sure whether to revive Grisbane, to be honest. The reason being is he'll probably just get knocked down again quite quickly. So what I'm thinking is she will not do that. What she will do, I think, is she will move. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3 to here, or 2. No, she's going to go 3 to there. So that's the first action. And then she is going to 1, 2. She's got reach, if you recall, on her oak staff. So it will reach. And she's got a blue and a yellow. Come on. Come on, Ashrian. Oh! But she might have got 1 damage through. So that's 2. It rolled 2 shields, but we've got a surge. A surge on the oak staff is +1. So we have got it to 5 wounds. I hope I've made the right call in not resuscitating Grisbane quite yet. Right, there we go. And I think that is it for that round. It is indeed. And we start a new round. I am going to leave it there. I think that was about 30 minutes. So we took on the bar guests, but they got scared off. The master got scared off at the end. The abomination and these flesh moulders turned up. Poor old Grisbane's been knocked out, hammered into the dungeon floor like a tent peg by this abomination. The other 3 heroes are fighting a desperate rearguard action in order to try and kill this abomination. We've got 5 hits on it, which is good. And we are just gambling with Grisbane. We're not reviving him quite yet, because he might just get killed again, you know, straight away. We'll let the Etin take its frustrations out on the whatchamacallit, on the reanimate and the flesh moulders. So we will get somebody to go first next turn. So we will probably go with Leoric, and that means him and the reanimate will get a go. So that way we sort of get two goes really. So they'll get a go and try and kill the Etin. Hopefully, if we kill the Etin, similar to what's happened earlier in the tutorial. I haven't got this far in the tutorial. I did play like a preview to get myself used to it. I got killed long before this. So this is all new to me too. So, but seeing what's happened previously in this episode, in this sort of tutorial, I have a feeling if we kill that Etin, everybody else is just going to do a runner. So hopefully Leoric and the reanimate will be able to help us out here. But let's leave it at that for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the subscriptions, for all the views, for all the likes, for pointing out where I go wrong and putting me correct, and for all the help and support. It is very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site. That's fabulous. And I hope you will join me for turn 3 of Descent, 2nd edition. Journeys in the Dark, the road to legend and rise of all goblins. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.